Hey friends, thanks so much for joining me today. We need to talk about how to calculate concrete for the cubic yard. Okay, so concrete, if you're going to pour a slab or a sidewalk or a basement floor or whatever, you need to calculate the amount of concrete you will use. Concrete is sold in the cubic yard. So a cube is three-dimensional. It has length, width, and thickness. So we have to calculate that correctly in order to get the correct amount coming so we don't get way more than what we need or not near enough. So the way we do that is we need to find our length, our width, and our thickness of concrete. So if you have a patio or a sidewalk, okay, so if we have a patio on a house, we need to know the length, the width, and the thickness. Then we multiply those. But be careful to know what these thicknesses are. Most of the time you will measure in feet. So let's pretend that this is our patio and we'll say it is 12 foot by 14 foot, and a typical patio or sidewalk is going to be about 4 inches thick. Okay, now that is for a typical driveway or a sidewalk or patio. If you need more strength, you might go 6 inches. We're going to say ours is 4 inches. Now there's a problem here because we have 12 foot by 14 foot by 4 inches. These are not all the same. We have to get everything in foot to find our cubic foot of concrete we would need. So we have to take this, instead of saying 4 inches, if you say 4 divided by 12, it gives you a third, or 0.33 repeating. So we need to substitute this 4 inches with 0.33 foot. So that'll give us a number of how much cubic feet of concrete we need. Now the problem is, cubic feet is not how concrete is sold. It's sold by the cubic yard. So we have to do one more calculation here. We have to divide by 27. Now the common mistake is to say divide it by 9, but that's not correct. That would be square feet. If we said 12 times 14 feet, that would give us square feet. If we divide it by 9, that would give us square yards. But we're not looking at square, we're looking at cube. So we have length or width times length times thickness divided by 27. Why 27, you ask? I'm glad you asked that. Let's look at that. All right, so we have a cube here that is 3 squares by 3 squares by 3 squares. This would be a cubic yard because 1 yard equals 3 feet. So if this is 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet, we wouldn't have 9 cubes. We would have 27. 9, 18, 27. So when we talk about cubic feet converting to cubic yards, you take your answer, which for us, we had 12 times 14 times 0.33, which gave us 55.44 cubic feet. We need to get that into cubic yards because concrete is sold in cubic yards. So we need to divide by 27, which gives us 2.05 cubic yards. So when we call that concrete company and we say we need 2 cubic yards, it's not quite enough, right? We need 2.05. I also, when I order concrete, like to put in 10% extra for any miscalculations or to make sure the concrete fills in everywhere I need it. So if I'm going to add 10% to this, I probably want to say 2.25 yards or 2.25. And most of the time, concrete is sold by the quarter yard. You might want to go a half yard more, but remember, the more you get, the more you pay. And calling this morning, I asked the local concrete company how much it costs for a cubic yard, or 1 yard, I didn't say cubic, 1 yard, and it was 140 plus tax as of this recording. So if I'm getting a quarter yard in that, that's going to be less money than a half yard. You know, a half yard's 70 bucks, a quarter yard, $35. So if I'm getting 2.25 yards, I also am going to need to pay $75 because it's under 4 yards. There's a 4 yard minimum, or you get charged a delivery fee basically because you're under 4 yards. So there's one more thing to remember. This cost is for the 4,000 PSI concrete. You can get more. You can get stronger concrete. You can get 4,500, but that'd be more for like parking semis on or tractors going across and tractors parking on. For our purposes on our little patio, the 4,000 PSI is perfect. That's all we need. So we would have our 4,000 PSI. We would have 280 plus that extra quarter. We'd probably be looking at $315 in our total cost for the concrete, and then we'd have our 75. So we'd be just under $400 with tax for our little patio that we were going to pour. So there you go, folks. That's how to calculate the amount of concrete you need. Remember your 27 length times width times thickness divided by 27. Remember to put the thickness into feet, not inches, and you'll have your correct calculation. Thanks so much for watching, folks. Remember to work hard because hard work is its own reward. We'll see you in the next one.